everyone, welcome back to another garden update. Just a quick video to show you what's going on in the vegetable garden. I was going to do one last weekend. On the Friday night we had a mean thunderstorm come through and my electric fence got struck by lightning. So my electric fence was fried along with my gate motor and my alarm system, one of my garage motors, and my TV also got fried. So last weekend there was a bit too much going on, trying to sort out all the problems and get things up and running, the security system, whatever. But everything's been fixed now, so everything's back up and running. So I've been out here this morning doing a few bits in the garden. So I'll take you inside and show you what I've done and how everything's coming along. Things seem to be growing quite nicely in there, so I'll show you the progress and how things are growing. So let's go inside. Okay, start off down here, and this is what I did last weekend. Planted at the back there my aubergines, eggplants, brinjals, whatever you want to call them. There's 4 plants at the back there, and then moving down to the front, these are the peppers. And at the top of your screen, the 3 at the top of the screen and the one on the left in the middle are all one variety. I'm not sure whether they're green or orange, one of the 2, and then the 3 nearest to you at the bottom of the screen and one at the top in the middle are another variety. So basically half are green and half are orange, but I've no idea which ones are which. So we'll have to wait and see what comes of those. Down here still a few seedlings from the herbs that I sowed in trays. I did put some of them in pots, I'll show them just now. Down here there's 2 extra brinjals there, just kept them as spares. At the back, well not the back, down the side here, this is a row of spring onions I planted out last weekend, so they're just sown in little clumps. And then down the centre is the lettuce, which is starting to go to seed, and that needs to get eaten sooner rather than later. On the right is the spinach, and eating that's growing very fast, so it doesn't like the heat so much, so it's trying to bolt. So I'm trying to eat that as quick as I can. And then at the end here there's a blank spot which I've sown some more seeds and see if they come into anything before the cutworms get them. So that's that bed, and then down there is just a few extra plants around. There's a cucumber, a few tomatoes, some flowers there. Next bed is the potatoes. They're not doing too bad. Haven't dug any up yet, I'll just wait for a little while. Seems like the ones at the back don't seem to be doing as well as the ones at the front here. I don't know why that is. They're just ones at the back with a bit more shade, but I mean by 10 o'clock in the morning every single bed's in full sun, so it doesn't lack that much sun. Anyway, we'll see once we dig them up. Moving down here is beetroot and the carrots. So there's the beetroot on the right hand side and the carrots on the left. I've just pulled a few up this morning just to have with my Sunday lunch. So that's the ones down there. It's not a bad size, the rest are still quite small, so it'll be a while before I take any more. And then these are the tomatoes. The tomatoes have gone huge in the last 3 weeks since I planted them. They're about 3 times the size that they were. And to show you a comparison, this one at the front here I planted this morning because this tomato plant that was here, something had eaten the growing tip. Basically it pinched out the top of the tomato, so it wasn't growing tall anymore, it was trying to bush. So rather than just let it be, I did have one spare in a pot I kept back. So this one was sown the same time as the rest, but these have been in the ground for 3 weeks, while that one stayed in the pot. So that's basically a little bit taller than what they were when they planted them 3 weeks ago, and that's what they've grown to in 3 weeks. So they're a good meter, 1.2 high at the moment. And down the middle some more lettuce. That one at the back is definitely going to seed. It's almost as tall as tomato plants. And there is a few tomatoes on here. So, some on that plant. And I think one of the other plants has got a couple of tomatoes, but there's quite a lot of flowers. So hopefully this year will be a good year for tomato plants. They seem to be doing a lot better than last year, that's for sure. Moving down here, this was the row of lettuce that I sowed. They got devastated by the cutworms again. So I've re-sown in between where there's no plants, and then down the middle I've sown another row of seeds. So I've doubled my chances now, so hopefully I'll get some salad out of that. This side here is some rocket, which I sowed I think a week or 2 weeks ago. That's all come up. And around the edge here, all these pots, these are asparagus plants that I've grown from seed. So they got transplanted into pots. There's about 19-20 plants there. And moving on down to the courgettes. These are starting to take off now, getting quite big. This is the little tiny one that had the toilet tube around the base of it, which has now been removed. And there's a couple of courgettes on there. There's one down there, and then I think there's another one in there. First 2 courgettes on those plants, and then around the edge of this bed, again, these are all just herbs that are transplanted from those trays I showed you earlier. Took a few out of each tray, put them in pots. Just been transplanted. We're moving down to the sweet corn. The sweet corn has gone huge. And there's a couple of the plants that are basically touching the roof. It's not the roof, touching the top of the net on the garden. So they're a good 2 meters tall, just over. And yeah, the sweet corn's doing really well. Got quite a few on. Not the biggest, but still early days. And at the back here is the cucumber, which is really taken off now. Took a while to get going, but like most cucumbers, once they start going, they really take off. So that's making its way up the trellis work there. And here's the green beans. The last row I sowed also got hammered by the cutworms, so out of a row of 10, I think I got about 3 plants. The other 7 got eaten by the cutworms. And then back there's a couple of cucumbers already on that plant. I've taken 1 already. There's another 2 there. There's quite a few small ones dotted around. And then this bed is the butternut squash, which is nearly filled up the whole bed. And this morning I put up this trellis work here. You can see it too well in the video, but that'll start to grow up that. As soon as they reach the end of that, I'll start tying it up to the trellis work, and then it'll grow basically right to the top, up to the net. So normally gives me another, depending on how well they grow, another 3 or 4 butternut extra I wouldn't get. So yeah, that's about it for this tour of the garden. And I don't think there's nothing else really to go in. Might sow a few seeds here and there of salad and stuff, but basically all the plants are in there. It's just a matter of get him to grow and produce what I want him to produce. So that's all for now. So don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe and click the little bell notification. You'll get notified when a new video goes up. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. So until next time, thanks for watching.